Welcome guys. Last time I explained the hang on my hammock. In a slightly different position today. I've moved it around. I've actually decided, I took some advice from the book I was reading and measured out 3 paces. It actually enables me not to use all the strapping that I've got. So maybe I can leave that strapping at home. And now all I'm left with is just the 2 carabiners and the 2 tree huggers, and it's working out okay. Maybe just could do with being a tad lower, my feet are just off the ground, but all I've got to do is just move myself forward a bit. Of course the hammock makes a great seat as well. It's a little bit on the heavy side to keep carrying out, but you know, when I'm on a solo day out like I am today, you know, when I haven't got my lady with me, it's great. What I am going to go over in a minute is actually setting up the tarp. There are many ways of setting the tarp up. Some people do like a diamond pattern, so basically you've got a point coming down there. Others like a lean-to fashion. I would normally use that if I was skipping on the ground, and some people like the asymmetrical fashion, which is similar to the diamond, but if you've got a rectangular tarp, you go from one corner to the other and you've got 2 points. Me, I prefer to use the, just when I use my tarp, to use it in a fashion that's like a tent, you know, straight down the middle, ridge line, so that when I wake up I can look out. You know, and it's great. You wake up first thing in the morning just as light's coming up, and you can look straight out at the world. In really good weather, you know, if there's no chance of rain whatsoever, why take the tarp with you? All you need is this baby. Also, we'll be going over what I call the storage area, kitchen tarp type scenario. I do have a smaller tarp, which is a result of an accident, and it's actually proving very useful. And a good couple of years back I made a cargo net. It took an incredible 4 hours to make, but I've since learned how to do netting properly. The netting I used was from a survival book, and it takes an incredibly long time, and you've got to be so careful when you're doing the knots, not to get it uneven. So without further ado, my friends, I am going to go and set the tarp up. I use 3 knots. I use an event slippery hitch for the main tie. When I get to the other end, I think it's called the tarp taut hitch. And then for the guys, I use a like similar to a half prusik knot. And you can actually tighten the guys up or loosen them off, and I'll be going over that in a minute. Anyway guys, oh, before I forget, if you file back in a lot of my videos way back in the early days, I have got a couple of videos that deal with the knots that I use when I'm out here. I try and keep my system as simple as possible. As you can see, this is a small lean-to type tarp I've set up here, and I've guided it out onto pegs at the back and to 2 trees. This is my storage area tarp. I did actually use this in an experimental situation on my fire skills course. It worked quite well as it's quite wet that weekend. Here you can see the cargo net, which I didn't take with me that time, but I'm working on making a better one. I've had this for about 4 years, and it was an experiment on netting. It's great for dropping your gear in, keeps it off the ground. Here I can store wood, keep it dry, and what I want to do is get a ridge line underneath. So here, the ridge line on the top, I want to put some different rope, and underneath I'm going to have it so that I've got some 550 paracord as a ridge line. I find paracord stretches too much to use as a line to attach the tarp on. Other than that, it's working quite well. Oh, there's Alfie, my little doggy. As I said, here will be the area for storing firewood and other bits and pieces, maybe putting boots down. Anyway, on the next scene I shall pan around the whole camp. Right guys, this is the whole camp as it is. Now if I'm on a course or I'm going to go out for a couple of days, it's got to be at least 2 nights to warrant this amount of setup and being static. This is what I would use. Obviously I've got my hammock and my tarp set up there, walking poles so I can look out, the fire pit's in the middle. I've come round, I've got the storage area as well. This I would say will be just for a few days or even a week or so, you know, static camping, you know, close to a water source somewhere. It seems to be working quite well. I'm quite pleased with this setup. In many ways it's thanks to a mistake, to a cock up, because I wouldn't have had that little tarp there had I not burnt a hole in it. But anyway guys, I'm going to settle down. As you can see there next to the fire pit, there's my tea, and it's calling me, and Alfie's looking a bit forlorn. He needs a marquee. So guys, there we go. Okay, here we go guys. So there we go guys, that's my camp setup. It works well. Ideally you might want to have one of these as well. Find them in the woods. This is a bit of rhododendron. It's in my little area most times. Tap it into the ground underneath by a hammock, and it's a great place to hang your boots. Keeps the slugs out. Other than that, there you go. Thank you for your comments and what have you. And I hope you found this video, the last one on the hammock, of some use. It's a great way of setting up. I like this setup. And that small tarp, it's even good if you're just going for a day's hike and you want to set up somewhere quick, have a bit of a doze or whatever. In fact, I've just had a doze and it's quite nice. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off now. I'm away for a few days and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, Sandy, Adam and Mick. Bye bye.